Hey beauties, good afternoon to you. Beautiful people, I saw a very, very disturbing video. I don't know if it's today it happened. I think it's this morning at the Montego Bay Sangster International Airport with a white woman. I don't know what was happening, what took place. I don't know, to be honest, people. I don't know if she's demon possessed. I don't know if she's schizophrenic. I don't know if she decided to just display bad behavior. I don't know where she falls on the spectrum. But she took off her underwear apparently because she was naked down there, and like her bra was, all unkempt. And she was acting very, very, very erratic and kept going after this particular policeman. And obviously, I think based on their policy, really, when you're doing any form of, for example, if they needed to search females, they generally ask the female officers to do it. If there are no female or sufficient female officers, what they can do is that they can even ask a regular civilian, maybe like a JP, somebody of integrity or whatnot, to stand in their presence while they search. I think something like that. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. All right, but so. And let me tell you, kudos to you, police officer. Kudos to you. I don't know if you're a constable or what. I didn't see any form of the epaulet thingy to show if you're a corporal, sergeant, and above. You handle it the best way possible, in my view. I saw a good portion of the video on how she was behaving very erratic, even squeezing up her private part, her vagina, bodily fluids flying out, like, because she's squeezing up the area and doing some maddy things. And at first there was, I don't know if it's one of the airport workers there. He kind of was holding her because she started to fall. I mean, when somebody mad as shad behaving that way, and he didn't want her to probably fall and hit her head back. Her friend at one point, her friend had to kind of fall on top of her to cover her because she was naked on the bottom. It was embarrassing. And so on. And then the gentleman came and eased her up, and then the police came around, and then they kind of ease her off, not forcefully or anything like that, because let me tell you something, boy, black people in general, black people now, look, it sounds bad to say that, they don't. And when they're dealing with other races, it's a touch and go situation. Additionally, she's a female, and I just told you about the policy. Generally, it's females that check if they're going to search a female. It's a female. Had it been a female officer, probably would have been wrapped up quickly. They would have just gripped her tightly and firmly and put on the handcuffs. And even when the man let her go and, kind of was watching her because she there walking and behaving erratic and screaming out some things, I couldn't even hear her clearly, to be honest with you. And that was not necessary for me. She still went after fighting the police, and he had to say, wait, And the police had to couldn't take it anymore because he let her, and she still came at him. And then he had to kind of she go on until she fall on the ground. And he had to bend over and get the handcuffs. Eventually somebody came around, and then he was able to handcuff her, and then he walked away, he backed off. I even hear a man say, why me stay over here because me no want. It's almost like him say, I don't want to deal with them kind of something unless you hear this. Let me tell you, please, the police handle it the best way. Nobody can accuse him of any form of anything that is wrong, any misconduct, any form of infraction, any wrong behavior. I don't even want to call some of the names. No, he did it the best way. He could not sit there and have the lady attacking him like that, and he had to say, wait. He had to be very strong and firm and get into his manpower, as in literal power, the strength of a male man, and get her handcuffed. And then I guess the friend came and had to put on an undergarment and try and cover her up, because even her boobs, you could say, it started to expose. And it is so sad that they have to be so cautious, so careful, in the sense that, one, there are so many factors that can work against them as police officers. One, yes, this is a predominantly black country, but it's a mixed country. Please, a lot of people don't know you have a lot of white Jamaicans here, Chinese, Indians, and so on. But we know the whole classism predominantly, and we know colorism. Why it's like the whole white supremacy thing. So the police, him can't just watch a girl coming and allowing her to manhandle him and doing all kind of things and trying to beat him up and all of that. So police, kudos to you. You hear me? I tell you, I don't know if you're a constable, I don't want to call your ranking wrong. Although you're in the blue denim, as I said, even though you're in the blue denim, you still would have your pellet to show your position and so on. So I don't know if you're rank and file or whatnot. but kudos to you. In my opinion, you handled it very well. You know, there, without the assistance of any, there were no female officers in sight. There were female police officers. Let me not say officers, because in the JCF, officer means something based on their ranking. So there were no police officers, police officers in sight. They were only male officers, and I don't know what you call the airport workers there. The gentleman was there, and he had to be kind of monitoring, and what a disgrace. Can you imagine that? And people are not well lied to. I have to put in my personal feeling. I wonder, had it been a black woman, I wonder how it would have been handled. Had it been a black woman, maybe, what would they have done had she been a black woman? Sometimes, I'm not saying necessarily police officers, or, I know it's kind of difficult, because especially if it's a female, you might not treat it exactly like if it's a male, if it was a male, you'd have get pushed, he would have been handcuffed long ago. And whatnot. When I would have just grip him long time. There is no thing. But I hope, just as how you took, you were very, very cautious in how you handle that white woman. If somehow, by any strange reason, although black people may think when God was making us, him have the brain right here, so the head, the skin part of the head, the eyes, the ears, and the nose right beside one another, everything just put in place like when you're fitting in a piece of puzzle. It seemed like when the white people them did a make do. I don't know if God somehow him foot kick over the brain part way over there, so and him get distracted by looking at the rest of humans and forget to put the brain inside of them, because sometimes when we say the things that some of them do, no disrespect, I respect all races, although only one race, which is a human race, but I'm talking in terms of what we call ethnicity and color. And sometimes white people maddy, I mean, if she's genuinely not right in the brain, not right in the head, I pray she gets the help. If she's demon possessed, I pray that God delivers her from the demons. If she's schizophrenic, I pray she gets the help that is needed. I mean, help in the relevant way that she would need the help. But you see, if a bad behavior, because people sometimes go like them mad and not mad, they're mad, People will sometimes go like them mad just for create problems and cause contention because they do not get their way. Some people are spoiled. As soon as we see something that looks like we automatically think it is, may not necessarily be. Some people just have bad behavior. When David, how the situation did go again, when David, either he never wanted to be killed or something, and David had to act like he was mad. Same David. I just remember how the story goes. I will get it and tell you guys about it another time. But some sort of situation like that, and he had to act crazy. So I'm saying sometimes you see people do that bad behavior because they probably cannot get their way. And, some of these white people, they know because of the whole white supremacy, and they know that there is, in their mind, let me say it that way, there is this edge, although it may play out in reality. It's like, as the saying goes, when you're white, you're all right. If you're black, stay back. If you're brown, stick around. There are ridiculous hypotheses or that have been created by whomever, ridiculous, weightless and baseless. It sounds ridiculous too. So they have that idea, and because of that, they know that if they do all manner of things, you can't touch them because they're white. Still, they think that some of them have that in their brain. General them. If you know that you generally have the upper hand, you will do anything to maintain that power and that control over the people. You would do any and everything to maintain that power and control over the people. Because I'm not sure, I could be wrong, if she was in the United States in an all, let us say, for example, there were predominantly white people there, white officers. Oh Lord, they would have gripped her long ago. But with poor little Jamaican men, they have to be careful. I must say a white woman, this, and now is a female too. If she white plus is a female, she's a female, we better careful. But the guy, police, let me tell you, congratulations. I watch that video carefully. I hope if anybody come down and say you this or that, you did nothing wrong. She kept coming and they kept pulling her and she kept coming after you when they let her go. She's out of order. You did the very right thing. I salute you. You handled it the best way and end up having to put the handcuff on and then you move off. Out of order. You're rude. If she's not mad, for example, or schizo or demon possessed. But kudos to you, police officer. Guys, follow me on TikTok. subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this message.